Welcome back to my channel, Famous and Fabulous. At 70, Kevin Costner finally tells the truth about Robert Redford. Kevin Costner was born Kevin Michael Costner on January 18, 1955, in Linwood, California. Kevin Michael Costner grew up in a regular working family. His dad, William Costner, worked with electricity and ran a utility company, while his mum, Sharon Ray, had a job helping families in need. He was the youngest of 3 boys, and Kevin's early years were full of moving from place to place because of his dad's work. All this moving around taught him how to adjust to new things, take care of himself, and bounce back from tough times, skills that would later show up in his acting and how he lived his life. When he was young, Costner loved stories and being creative. Even though he never dreamed of being a movie star at first, he went to California State University, Fullerton, where he learned about marketing and money stuff. It was during his last years there that he found his love for acting. He got inspired after meeting actor Richard Burton on an airplane, a moment that changed his life forever. Costner decided to chase acting with all his heart, taking acting classes and doing small plays while working random jobs to pay his bills. His determination, along with his strong belief in himself, finally worked out. Kevin Costner's journey to becoming famous wasn't quick. It was a slow climb built on working hard and never giving up. His early career had lots of small parts, and one of his first big chances came when director Lawrence Kasdan picked him for The Big Chill in 1983. Even though his scenes got removed from the movie, Kasdan remembered how naturally charming Costner was, and later gave him a role in Silverado in 1985, which finally got him noticed. This attention led to a bunch of hit movies that showed his talent for playing the perfect American hero. Tough, honest, and quietly strong. The late 1980s and early 1990s were the best years of Costner's career. His acting in The Untouchables in 1987 made him a real star, while Bull Durham in 1988 and Field of Dreams in 1989 made everyone know his name. These movies showed his strong connection to ideas about doing the right thing, making up for mistakes, and the strength of people, stories that really touched viewers. Then came Dances with Wolves in 1990, a movie that would become what he's most remembered for. Costner didn't just act in it, he also directed it and helped make it happen. The huge film became a big deal in American culture. It won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, making Costner's place in movie history solid. His vision and bravery to tell a story about Native American culture with kindness and understanding set a new example for Hollywood movies. Throughout the 1990s, Costner kept making big hit movies with a mix of historical adventures and love stories, including Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves in 1991, JFK in 1991, The Bodyguard in 1992, and Wyatt Earp in 1994. The Bodyguard especially became a worldwide hit, putting him together with Whitney Houston in one of the most famous romantic movies ever made. The movie's music album, with the song I Will Always Love You, became one of the best-selling albums in history, making Costner even more famous. Even with some bumps in the road, like Waterworld in 1995 and The Postman in 1997, both movies that people criticized for costing too much money and being too ambitious, Costner stayed respected for his courage and willingness to try new creative things. Outside of his movie work, Kevin Costner has shown he can do many things. He's also a talented musician who sings lead for Kevin Costner and Modern West, a country rock band that has played shows around the world. His music often shows his love for telling stories, songs about love, losing people, and the American frontier, matching the same realness that makes his acting special. In recent years, Costner had a big comeback in his career with his part as John Dutton in the popular TV show Yellowstone from 2018 to now. His acting as the tough, emotionally complicated head of a Montana ranching family has won him a whole new group of fans and praise from critics, proving that his star power and talent are still strong today. Away from cameras, Costner's life has been just as full and down to earth. He has 7 kids and has talked a lot about how being a father is one of his biggest joys. People know him for being humble and kind, and he has helped many charities, including groups that protect nature and help children. Even with all his fame, Costner has kept an image of being genuine and real, rarely getting caught up in the over-the-top Hollywood lifestyle. He likes the quiet life, working on his ranch, making music, and hanging out with family more than walking red carpets and being in gossip magazines. Kevin Costner's love life has been as interesting and complex as the stories he acts in. Over the years, his marriages to Cindy Silver and later to Christine Baumgartner have each been important chapters in his personal and work life. Both marriages changed him in big ways, showing how hard it is to balance fame, family, and growing as a person during decades of being a Hollywood star. Kevin Costner's first marriage was to Cindy Silver, his college girlfriend, who he met when they were both going to California State University, Fullerton. The two got married in 1978, way before Costner became famous enough to be one of the most recognized actors in the world. Cindy was more than just a supportive wife. She kept him grounded during his early uncertain years when he was trying to become an actor. In interviews, Costner often said she helped him stay focused on his dreams when the road to success seemed impossible. The couple started a family together, raising 3 children, Annie, Lily, and Joe, while Costner's career took off. During the 1980s and early 1990s, when Costner became a household name through huge hit movies like Dances with Wolves, Field of Dreams, and The Bodyguard, Cindy often stood next to him at movie premieres, showing stability and loyalty in the middle of Hollywood's glamour. But as Kevin's fame grew, the demands of his career started to hurt their relationship. Spending long times away from home on movie sets, along with the huge pressures of being famous, put stress on their marriage. In 1994, after 16 years together, Kevin and Cindy divorced, a very public split that cost a reported $80 million settlement, one of the biggest in Hollywood history back then. Even though their breakup was painful, both Kevin and Cindy focused on raising their kids together and staying respectful toward each other. Costner would later think back on that time as a period of deep thinking and dealing with emotions. He admitted that balancing his big career goals with family life had been hard, and that his first marriage had taught him important lessons about love, loyalty, and the sacrifices that come with being successful. 10 years later, Costner found love again, this time with Christine Baumgartner, a beautiful and talented model and handbag designer who was almost 20 years younger than him. The two first met in the 1990s, but didn't start seriously, dating until the early 2000s. Their romance was first met with doubt from tabloid magazines and fans who wondered about their age difference and whether Costner was ready to settle down again. But the couple's connection proved to be strong. Christine brought a new sense of peace and happiness into Costner's life. After a short breakup over different opinions about having kids, Christine wanted them, and Costner wasn't sure he did. They got back together. They realized that their love was more important than their worries about what might happen. The couple got married in September 2004 in a beautiful ceremony at Costner's ranch in Aspen, Colorado. The wedding was small but fancy, mixing rustic Western style with Hollywood class. Together, they had 3 children, Caden, Hayes, and Grace, bringing Kevin's total number of kids to 7. Being a father in his 50s gave Costner a new sense of meaning. He often talked about how much he loved his family, and how Christine's presence made him want to enjoy life's slower, more important moments. For almost 20 years, the pair seemed like they couldn't be separated, often going to red carpet events and supporting what each other was doing. Christine went with Kevin during his Yellowstone success period, where he played the serious ranch owner John Dutton, a role that matched his real-life love for family and the American West. However, after 20 years of marriage, Costner and Baumgartner's relationship came to a surprising end in 2024. Their divorce, like his first one, got a lot of media attention, as fans were shocked to see another Hollywood couple that seemed strong breakup. While neither shared many details publicly, people close to the couple suggested that Costner's busy filming schedule and growing commitments outside of acting, including his passion project Horizon, an American saga, had added to the problems. Even though their separation was sad, both Costner and Baumgartner have said they want to put their children's happiness first and stay respectful to each other. Kevin Costner has always been a man of quiet class, someone who lets his work do the talking rather than chase the constant noise of Hollywood gossip. But as he turned 70, the Oscar-winning actor, director, and producer decided to speak openly about one of the most important people in his life, Robert Redford. Their paths, both personal and professional, have been connected for decades, with Redford being both a teacher and a creative partner in spirit. For years, fans wondered about the relationship between the two Hollywood legends, but Costner's recent thoughts have finally shown the truth. In an emotional interview, Costner admitted that how much he looks up to Redford goes way deeper than the normal respect shared between two actors. "Robert wasn't just someone I looked up to. He was the kind of artist who showed me what it really meant to take chances, Costner said. He had this quiet strength, a way about him that didn't demand attention, but naturally made you pay attention. Watching him made me realize that storytelling wasn't just about acting. It was about having a purpose. That purpose became clear early in Costner's career when he was still trying to find his place in Hollywood. Redford was already a well-known icon, an actor known for his grace, smarts, and doing his own thing. Costner has often said that Redford's choice to direct movies inspired his own dreams of directing. When Robert made Ordinary People, I remember thinking, that's what I want to do someday. To tell stories that matter, Costner remembered. He showed me that you could be an actor and still have a voice that helped shape the bigger picture. The connection between the two became even more personal when Redford asked Costner to star in A. River Runs Through It in the early 1990s. Even though the role ended up going to Brad Pitt, Costner revealed that the talks he had with Redford during that time were some of the most meaningful of his career. Robert told me that it wasn't just about fishing or Montana. It was about fathers and sons, about the things men have trouble saying to each other, Costner said. That stayed with me for years. It reminded me of my own relationship with my dad. Their friendship wasn't built on flashy Hollywood parties or being seen in public together, but on values they both shared. Both men have always liked the quiet beauty of nature more than the glitz of Los Angeles. Redford, who started the Sundance Institute, and Costner, who built his own ranch in Colorado, share a deep connection to the American landscape. Robert and I have talked about the West more than we've talked about movies, Costner said with a laugh. We both see it as something alive, a place that shaped us and still calls us back. Costner's respect also includes Redford's moral courage. He never sold out, Costner stated firmly. In a business that often rewards giving in, Robert stood for something. He believed in independent film, in giving new voices a chance. That kind of doing what's right is rare. Costner said that it was Redford's vision that gave him the courage to make Dances with Wolves, a film that few people believed would work. I remember thinking, if Robert can bet on himself, I can too, he said. He made me believe that following your gut feelings is worth every risk. Even now, decades later, Costner admits that Redford's influence is still in everything he does. When I direct, I still hear Robert's voice in my head, calm, thoughtful, always reminding me to slow down and find the truth in the scene, Costner thought back. He never told me what to do, but somehow he made me see things more clearly. Their bond, though mostly private, shows something rare in Hollywood: mutual respect without competing. People love to make actors fight against each other, but with Robert there was never competition, Costner said. We were just two guys trying to tell stories that meant something. As Costner gets to the later chapters of his career, he sees Redford not just as a teacher, but as an example of what an artist should try to be: authentic, caring, and fearless. I owe a lot to him, Costner admitted quietly. If I've ever made a film that touched someone, that made them stop and feel something real, it's because men like Robert Redford showed me how it's done. For Kevin Costner, the truth about Robert Redford is simple but powerful. He was never just a Hollywood legend. He was a teacher, a trailblazer, and a friend who helped shape the man Costner became. Robert taught me that success isn't about fame, Costner concluded. It's about living with integrity, standing by your work, and never forgetting why you fell in love with storytelling in the first place. At 70, Costner's words carry the weight of experience, a heartfelt tribute to a friendship that went beyond time, fame, and the bright lights of Hollywood, built instead on respect, shared vision, and a lasting love for the craft that defined them both.